We do have indeed a very special guest. Garry, first of all, welcome back to the show. We haven't seen you since day one. How did you experience the first couple of rounds here at the Superbet chess class?
There were many draws, but I have to say that it's not because of the lack of the fighting spirit. So, clearly, you know, we could see yesterday that they will try to win the game just until the very last pawn, and I think it was shocking to see Duda manage to lose this endgame. But you know, it's quite amazing. I think it's again, the game is not doesn't make a front page of a newspaper, but it's an interesting moment because I mean it was dead draw, of course, absolutely dead draw.
What happened there?
No, I can tell you what's happened. He played b5. You know, thinking that he can force a draw, though he didn't have whatever, king e8, rook a5, I mean h5, I mean any move, and probably would be a draw in a few moves. But b5, rook a1 take. I think he missed bishop takes b1 and b4, I mean, which is very, very nice. With b4, fix the pawn on b5. Now it's probably still, you know, okay. Black is already struggling because they're losing the pawn, but typically one, even sometimes two pawns in opposite color bishops endgames, it's not a big deal. But this was very unusual structure because black had too many weaknesses. Yeah, it's mainly typically
b5, f5, b7,
f7, g6 potentially if you start moving pawns there. So normally, you know, they say, oh, you have to put your pawns on the opposite colors of your bishop. Yeah. But that's actually worked very much in Rapport's favor, because you know white pawns trap black bishop, and it's limited these movements. Why black pawns, you know, were excellent targets.
They're just targets. Yeah.
I will not be surprised. I have not analyzed the game, but the g5 was a decisive mistake.
It was.
I think it's just instinctively, because you know you have many weaknesses, and you have to start thinking. Which again, it's tough because you know losing b5 pawn and then c pawn will be moving, and then all these pawns will be weak. I think it's probably. I would probably play h5 or h4, just exchanging the pawns, but limiting number of the pawns. Yeah. g5. I could, and again, brilliant. f4, he fixed another, which is interesting. b4 fixed one weakness, and then. You know, why he played g5? Because it was so natural. Because after b4, you know, he could have expected f4. Yeah. And now, the moment I saw it, we discussed it here and said, look, with too many weaknesses, I think you know it's lost. Again, I haven't followed the game in details, but very, very instructive endgame. Very instructive endgame.
There's so many storylines, and specifically today, of course, everybody's eyes were on that game, Nepo versus Ding. What did you expect before the game?
No, I expected it would be a big fight. And of course, you know, Nepo playing white, so it would give him a chance to take some sort of the psychological or just moral revenge for Astana, and he has been trying. So he played d4. Interesting. Yeah. It seems that in the match,
surprise for us.
He played e4, yes.
Only e4.
Yes, only e4. Yeah. So, but it just shows that you know he had plenty of ideas there for the match, well prepared, and I think it's a very interesting game. You know, this, again, many chess fans, they think, oh, queen's gone, not a big deal. But we know from Berlin that is just, you know, disappearance of queens doesn't mean that the game is dull. It could be very interesting, very entertaining. Of course, we had one Berlin today.
Yes. We will talk about that in just a second.
But also, it's a very interesting position. I remember first time I analyzed it in depth before match was Nigel, because Nigel played this classical Queen's Gambit.
With Bishop.
Yes, Carlsbad. Yes, yeah. He hasn't played in the match, but we analyzed it before the match was Queen f3, this endgame. Yeah. Though I have to say that you know I was planning to play h4 in not another for h4, which is again it's another move. It's this. It seems that lately the move has been not refused, not refuted, but. Black and neutralize it. Sure. And then knight f3, I think it's Kramnik's idea, yes? It's just or no, Carlsen. I think Carlsen
versus
Carlsen. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah. It's Carlsen Kramnik. So it's this with knight on h4 and then pushing f4.
F5.
And it was very interesting. Again, it's whether it was prepared by Ding or not, but I was quite intrigued by the position after bishop c2 because that was the plan. So this is f4. Now he wants to push the pawn and black. Okay, black has to bring knight on d6, but it's a long way. So and bishop c2 and that was interesting. c2, knight c, rook c1.
Do you think he missed this move, knight to b1? Because According to the engine, at least, at this point, white was borderline winning.
Look, it seems to me that white has a huge advantage now because this is the, f5 is a problem, the square f5, and just removing bishop and basically keeping this knight in total control of f5 square, paralyzes black position because this bishop has, it's very hard to move because knight will be cutting the bishop. So the whole idea of playing a5, a4, whether he prepared it, I don't know. I didn't follow the.
A5 was the first time where he spent quite a lot of time to.
Yeah, that's probably probably d4 was a surprise to him. He came up with this with this plan d5, and it seems to me that was his plan for the match to play solid games. I think Nepo, after he played knight b1, he said, I could have played it in the last rapid game. I bet you that came through his mind. I could have played it in the last rapid game, and that this is the position I could have. Yeah, that's in the last moment. So, after knight b1, I thought it's really difficult for black, and I immediately saw the c5. He had to play c5 at one point. So and again, I don't know what this is. Rook a5, which was an interesting idea because I think the idea was that after knight a5. No, here, after knight f5, yeah. Knight b6, knight d2, and now bishop c4. I think that's I guess that was Ding's idea.
Makes a lot of sense.
Because knight is hanging, and then it's just and then you go b5, and it's still maybe unpleasant, but the pawns are strong there. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yes. So yes.
b5, maybe
yes.
b4.
Yes. Never b5, and just use king d7, and just you bring the rook back, and it's I don't know. Still looks. Doesn't look good to me. So this
looks like a good center, but you have something to play for.
Maybe
right?
Yes. That's the. I don't think that's it's the bishop e2, and he played c5 here.
He played c5.
Yes. Actually, I think maybe here white could even play king f2. Just I don't know because I'm not sure that cd4 it makes much sense. It's just okay. Actually, this may probably. But in general, so and if you play knight b6. I don't know. What's black's next move now? Maybe even if I play something like knight c3, I don't know. I'm not sure because c4 square.
You don't really want to play c4.
No, but that's exactly what because he played knight d2 and then back.
And then knight b1, knight c3.
So this is and the Nepo wanted to force it again. I just don't know. Those are my thoughts. And then Ding, I think he found the only move knight 8 and b5. Again, it still may not be enough to save the game, but that was the only chance. Otherwise, black would lose. Just total paralysis here. Yeah. This white will start improving the position at f5, g4, h4, and then eventually e4 will win the game. So in the game it was knight b1,
knight b1, knight c3 back, knight c7. But now finally you have b5.
Exactly. That's all. Because the key is after bishop f3, so b5. He can simply play b5, and you take on d5. Yes, they take b4, and knight is hanging.
Ooh,
that's
nice.
Yes.
That's nice.
Yes, that knight is hanging. That's an idea. That's the whole. Otherwise, he could have parallel. No, this knight is hanging, and bishop on f8. You cannot win the rook there. So that's the bishop is still on f8. Yeah. And if you take there, this bishop before was check. So I think that was the only chance, and Ding found it. And then I think Nepo also recognized that he should start. I don't know, after e4, there was no, he had to play b4 now, yes? After e4.
It seems like b4 was the best.
Yeah, it's because it's this otherwise, again, after just white will have decisive, look at this.
Bishop to b3, yeah.
So b4, a4, take, knight takes. And here is just a surprise. I mean, he played fairly quickly, bishop takes c4, yes. Why not g4?
That's a very good question.
Yeah, why not g4?
You're not in a hurry to take on c4, yeah. You can.
Yeah, but you have a knight on f5. I mean, this is a totally paralyzed position, and I don't know what black can do.
There's something about his conversion, Nepo's conversion in the match.
But the knight on f5, it's totally held his position. The knight holds the black position under almost paralysis.
Yeah.
And next move was bishop takes c4.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bishop d2 still bishop takes c4. Yes.
Yeah, you can
still bishop takes c4. Yeah. That's the. Yeah, I think so. Yes.
You get this position. Bishop takes d5, rook takes c1. I mean, this is such a.
Yeah, and if he takes on b2, then take on b3 and rook b1. Yes, winning.
Winning. Looks like.
No idea. I mean, I watched this, while he talked to Fabio. why not G4?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
very odd, very odd. So this is the...
And this is something that Richard Report also mentioned when he came here. Following the match and being so close to Ding, he noticed that Nepo has huge problems converting his advantages.
As we saw it in Astana.
And this is exactly what we're seeing.
So that's what's happened then as he went to this endgame, yes?
Yeah. So after castle, take, rook to e1, rook to d8, king to d3, and f5, rook to b4, trying to, at some point, take an h5. This is the position. How are his chances looking to convert this one?
So you should believe something like rook e2, king c. Yeah, but what h4, h3? That's already he's pushing. Yes, and
H4, H3,
maybe he has to play h3 now. He's play h3 now. Yes, or maybe he wants to start with rook g4 and then. Yeah, because the idea is play king c3, rook d2, and take the pawn. Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, and maybe black should play rook.
But once you get to that point, do I have some ideas? So, for example, let's say I go here, you go here, maybe rook to e4.
No, but first I will play king c3.
Ah, king to c3 first. Got it. Yeah. And now maybe rook to e4.
Okay.
Try to find some counterplay like this.
Yeah, it's so
Still a fight.
No, no.
This is still a fight.
Rook's endgame always a fight.
Yeah.
So that's always a fight. So that's yeah. Especially again, there's very few pawns left, and black creates some counterplay. So yeah. I mean, I would say that black never had such a good position this game. Probably after move 10, that's the best he could get.
Yeah. We're in the middle of round 3. Which player is making an impression on you up to this point?
Look, it's a very, very even field, and I think it's rarely we have tournaments where nearly every player, could expect to be on the top. And again, we have not so many decisive games, but it's not because of the lack of fighting spirit, but more because they're all good. So I think that's the main reason. And I think it's very entertaining tournament. So I don't know what's happened with MVL today. I mean, it collapsed very quickly. So it seems that that H4 at move 3, has but he lost so many games. It's just again, to me it's quite an odd move because I played King's Indian and that's King's Indian with H4.
Welcome it.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, they believe that King's Indian is a bad opening, so that's why you can even play with H4. Yeah. So, and you can have Volga Gambit. From my optics, he had a very good position. I don't know and then I looked elsewhere and it came back. Just look at the screen. It's gone. Game is over. Game is over. Yes, game is over. Yes. So, but again, all games are interesting. So it's even again traditional Berlin. It's still, it's amazing. They play Berlin every tournament. Just little bits, right and left, just improvements, but it's still an interesting fight. Yeah. Okay. This game probably is a draw. So that's not a big deal.
Maybe he had some chances.
But he had some. It's in the opening. I mean, was it a real good chance for White? I mean, at one point.
It felt like
no. This is early. Here, Rook D1.
Yes.
Bishop. Yes. What about Knight F5 here? Rook G8.
Knight to F5. Yeah.
Rook G8. Yes.
Tactically, it works because Bishop G5, you have F6 ideas. But of course, Rook to G8 is not the only move. You can go King F8. Actually, King F8 C4. Yeah. No. You don't want to touch that.
Yeah, you can't play G6 because of Bishop G5.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Losing, yes, or nearly losing.
So Rook to G8 is
That's the idea, just pushing this. Yeah, it looked a bit dangerous to me though. That's the way they can. I'm not pretending to be a big expert in Berlin, but you have other players, who know as much. But still, again, optics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought maybe it's a bit difficult, but it's this. But yeah, Bishop G5 F6. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea. Just to.
And what about E6? I mean, I know it's primitive, but what about E6 here? No, not here.
Or E6 before.
Yeah, here, yes, E6 here.
Yeah. And F takes E6.
Bishop takes
E7. Rook D7.
Bishop E5.
And for whatever reason, the engine is saying that the two bishops are just strong. very, very strong. Like you cannot get c4 going because b3, bishop c3 all the time.
Can we? Okay. So
rook h5, rook g5.
Rook h5, rook g5. Yes.
Yeah. Some engine ideas.
I'm still struggling to. So I still play c3. So I'm just, I'm bishop e7. Yes. And,
Yeah, it's just that G7 pawn is
no,
untouchable.
No, we're not talking. Nobody's going to take this damn pawn on G7. So it's I'm still, I don't know why. Why I'm under the impression that.
You feel like white has a grip on the position.
Just it's again. Maybe it's. So if I play f3 now.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so rook h5, you actually want to take that pawn most likely.
I'm not sure.
Let's try it out. d1. Let's say I cannot go there because you take. So let's defend this guy.
And then you go bishop f6. Yes.
And bishop f6 next. Yeah.
Next move, bishop f6. Bishop f6. Yeah, bishop on d5 is pretty strong. Yes, I have to say.
Yeah.
It's the b3. Yes.
b3 and c4. You.
c5.
That's the problem.
c5 and then maybe c4, bishop f6. Yeah, you're right. Yes, this seems that is the and so yeah, that's brings some sad memories to me of year 2000. But let's give credit to Kramnik. So he came up with one of the most stunning discoveries of the 21st century. That was really done. Bringing the
still
probably the most popular. Yes. That's again just recognizing the potential of this opening. Yeah.
Gary, thank you very much. Always great
any more games left?
I think there is one more. So Jan Krzysztof Duda versus who you mentioned is struggling in this one against Bogdan Daniel Deac. And they're actually getting in time trouble right now. Deac only 33 seconds. This is one of his biggest issues. He always gets in time trouble.
It's an unpleasant position.
It's very unpleasant.
Very
also.
unpleasant.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll survive. I mean, it's okay. Duda. Let's assume Duda will play this endgame better than he played yesterday.
Yeah.
So how many moves left?
There's still 11, 12 moves.
And he's what,
left.
33 seconds?
25 and counting. Yes.
No, that's okay.
Against 5 minutes and 30 seconds for Duda.
That's it. What he's doing? He's thinking.
He's thinking.
About what?
Taking with.
Taking with what?
I guess the knight. I mean, he has to take the knight. The knight on b6 is not doing anything. Played with 7 seconds. Knight takes c8. We're expecting knight takes b4, which he does. Still equal pawns, but I mean,
no, it's all about pawns. It's about this is white totally dominates. F3, king f2, knight d4, rook c2. This. I think I would say he play a5 probably now.
So you would give big chances to do that, to convert.
But I would play a5 and just at least try to do something. Yes. Rook e7.
Rook e7 and get the bishop to a6.
Maybe I don't know, but just at least maybe knight goes on d6 and and then okay, just
a5.
Now 94. Now that's not good move. 94 here. What you did is 94.
Yeah,
that's okay. No, knight e4. Black can play 94.
Oh,
no. This.
So it's white to move right now. Knight to b6. I was just playing.
Yeah. So knight d6 didn't take on b7. I take take on knight b7, knight c3.
Yeah, just
knight c3.
Knight c3.
Just winning the pawn. Yeah, but it's endgame, but it's very unpleasant. Very unpleasant. So it's
even if he makes it
almost indefensible. Yes, that's again. It's if you make time control still, it's even without rooks, the endgame might be very highly unpleasant. But again, a limited number of pawns.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see if Duda, manages. I think he's a bit nervous now. So just after his yesterday miraculous handling.
Yeah, that's a psychological blow, right? Like, how do you recover after that?
To him, I mean, but that's what happens. What people often they don't understand is that he totally relaxed. I mean, the game was over. I mean, he just stopped thinking.
Yeah.
It was just more like I played b5, and then you have to start. It's very difficult because I think he already switched off. I think his senses.
Yeah.
And then after b4, you realize that, I have to think, and it's immediately, you know, this is his first challenge. You know, he just made immediately the
Is it
decisive
panic
mistake.
at that point?
It's not so much panic, it's just, you know, it's very difficult to come back. Because, you know, you start the game and you're preparing, you know, you're mentally ready. And then again, for him, game was over. So he may probably think about tomorrow I play Deac, and I said, yeah. And all of a sudden, he takes the rapport, took on D1 was the bishop, played before. And Duda just realized that something is wrong, and interestingly, immediately he makes a decisive mistake, G5.
G5, yeah.
Immediately. It's just the first test. And
He fails.
Yeah, he fails completely.
Garry,
Okay.
as usual, always great insights. Thank you very much. We'll see you around.
Good. Yes, thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Cristian. Thank you, Garry.